I think Martina wants us to get started so she can go home.
Be careful, she's Greek.
Greeks will put lemon on anything.
Is there anything lemon doesn't make better?
Quiet, please.
Intercourse.
Ooh, ouch.
In 4, 3, 2.
The Awful Company presents a truly terrible podcast. Welcome to Nonsense, episode number 9. I'm Jeff Parker.
And I'm CJ Little.
This is our take on the week's business, tech, and entertainment headlines. This time, we'll look at when crypto assets are considered securities, how sleep can literally add years to your life, and deep fakes in Chicago politics. How's your week going?
Well, I'm dry now, so better.
Were you out in the rain a lot?
I was building a boat.
With animals, 2 animals of
I
every
was
kind?
a little late, but I was building it. I took 3 of each animal just to make sure. You never know. What if they don't like each other? You don't want to have like the zebra that's there just being like, I'm not going to fuck that thing. Swapping a horse and some paint. What are you going to do? So you bring 3 of each. This is why they didn't ask me to build an ark.
Baseball spring training has begun, and we have brand new rules to the game that are coming. You don't like baseball.
I like it when I'm sleepy and I want to take a nap.
There's a new pitch clock that now affects the batter as well as the pitcher. There's 15 seconds between pitches if no one's on base, 20 seconds otherwise. That should speed up the game for you.
Is this down from 6 minutes? Is that what it was before?
Yes.
Does having a pitch clock encourage more base stealing?
No. What's going to encourage more base stealing is this year the bases are actually bigger.
Interesting. And made out of chocolate.
That would be great.
I would definitely steal a base that's made out of chocolate. How much bigger are they?
Significantly bigger. They're not twice the size.
Like comically bigger? That'd be awesome.
They're significantly bigger. And by the way, the base is an interesting piece of technology. Have you ever paid attention to bases in baseball?
Nope.
When the runner touches the base, it flashes a light.
Oh, really?
That's built into the base.
So that's how the umps know?
Everyone else can touch that base all day long, and that base won't light up.
Only the runner?
Only when the runner touches it, does it light up.
Is it a force thing, or is it?
I have no idea how it works.
Where's the light? Like
right on the
bottom
side.
side
Right
of the base?
It's actually on 2 sides. But yeah, you literally see
this
the
makes
thing
me want to
up.
go to a baseball game.
It's so
tech.
cool.
Really?
Yeah.
Huh. That's pretty cool.
Round about the 6th or 7th inning,
yeah.
they have to replace all the bases.
Swap the batteries out?
Because they need new batteries.
Yeah. That's funny. They should be gas powered. Should have like a little tiny motor in them. The guy just comes out, puts oil in. Exactly. Fuck, I gotta go start second base up.
A little exhaust coming out of the base.
Just smoke. These are things that would get me to come back to baseball.
Second base spewing some blue smoke. Who's not going to watch that?
Second base needs a ring job. I don't think that means what you think it means.
No, exactly. I have to go back to last week's episode, and I blew past this so fast. You were explaining that the pink dot on your California driver's license does not mean your organs will be donated.
That is true.
What happens? Why doesn't that mean
I'm
that?
glad you brought this.
Because everybody thinks that's what it means.
I'm glad you brought this up. I've actually had to go through this.
Yeah.
So it means your intention is to donate your organs.
Yes.
However, your kin gets to decide.
Oh.
Yeah.
But you can override that.
Nope. Granted, this is only one experience that I've been through, but the very nice lady from the transplant society made it very clear to me that this does not matter. It does show your intent.
Yeah.
When I went through this, they asked their kin, what do you want to do? And they said no.
See, the living have too much power.
Good point. It's like you have to make sure your kin know your wishes because the dot doesn't really matter.
Had no idea. But donatelifecalifornia.org. You can say I really want my
Well, you
parts
should
to
say
go to
that, but
someone.
more importantly, you should tell your kin your desires so that they will help reinforce
I
that.
emailed it when I signed it on the
to your kin?
online to my kin and to friends. I want this.
Everybody should know. Your organs don't do you much good when you're dead, but they can save someone else's life.
Let's get to our headlines. Even as the Chinese spy balloon floated across the U.S., China-linked hackers were gathering far more information by breaking into computer networks in America and around the world, according to a new report by leading cybersecurity firm CrowdStrike.
This I would put under the duh category.
In its annual global threat report, they observed China-linked cyber espionage group targeting 39 industries on nearly every continent.
So which continent is there no China-linked cyber espionage happening on? Africa?
Is any of the stuff that's happening in Antarctica not openly available to the world? It's like science. There's no commerce on Antarctica as far as I know.
Amazon.ant.
I like that.
How do you do day shipping?
Oh,
We'll figure it out. We'll figure it out.
If there's not an Amazon.ant, there should be.
There should be.
U.S. officials say China, like the U.S., hacks into the networks of its adversaries to gather intelligence. But they say China also hacks private corporations to steal intellectual property, which the U.S. says it does not do.
Wait, U.S. says that China doesn't do this, or that the U.S. doesn't do
The U.S. claims that the U.S. doesn't do this. And China says they don't do this either, And the U.S. says, but they hack into, private companies. I'm suspicious on both accounts.
Yeah, both accounts. Sure.
Yeah. James Clapper came before Congress. I don't know if you remember this. It was a committee. Yep. He was talking to Ron Wyden, and he blatantly lied to Ron Wyden under oath.
Okay.
At the time, he was the director of national intelligence.
Mm-hmm.
Ron Wyden says, do you collect surveillance information on millions or hundreds of millions of Americans? And James Clapper responded like, well, not wittingly, not intentionally. It might happen through this. And he was bold-facedly lying under oath.
Presumably he knew of the NSA programs, right?
He 100% knew of them.
Okay.
And later, when confronted with the truth, said, I was probably just being too cute by half. He sloughed it off.
Too cute by half?
That's what his line was.
Wow.
Too cute by half. And nobody did anything. He didn't lose his job. He didn't do anything. He lied under oath and got away with it.
To Congress.
Right.
Yeah.
Well, as he was lying, I knew he was lying, and I kind of put my hands in my face and went, my generation is never going to trust the U.S. security apparatus ever again because they're not truthful.
Yeah.
He could have said, let's go to a closed session to discuss this.
Yeah.
But he didn't.
Yeah.
Instead, he lied.
Interesting.
And now, when they say that the U.S. does not steal intellectual property from other countries, they don't log
Take it
in.
with a grain of salt.
Take it with a grain of salt. May or not be true, because now we don't know.
Yeah.
Thanks to James Clapper and others, but James Clapper was the big one.
Yeah.
Hurricanes are changing. They're getting stronger, faster, and bringing more flooding rain, pushing farther inland as they make landfall and tracking further north in general as the planet warms.
They've been upgraded.
Hurricanes have indeed been upgraded generally.
Yeah, they just got it's an over-the-air update.
I am friends with some people who are in the insurance business.
Okay.
And they write catastrophic hurricane insurance.
These guys must be a blasted parties.
They literally measure the temperature of the surface temperature of the Atlantic Ocean.
Ooh, it's warmer wherever I am.
And if it's 1/4 of a degree warmer,
rates go up.
They stop writing.
Oh, wow.
They just literally step out of the market.
That's crazy.
Because they know it's going to be a big hurricane season.
If that probe is near me when I'm in the ocean, it usually gets a little warmer.
You pee on it?
I'm not saying what I do or don't pee on. I'm just saying I'm in the fucking ocean. Gotta go. I'm not going to go back up to the hotel.
Sure.
Here, it's the fucking ocean. What do you think?
Suddenly millions of people don't have insurance, and it's just because you had to pee.
You just peed by the buoy. Just swimming out by the buoy. Whatever. Fucking little peed by the buoy again.
And now we don't have insurance.
Now we don't have insurance. So I had to go. What do you want from me? Where do you think dolphins go? They don't go to the hotel.
Imagine how much volume of pee comes out of a whale.
You know, I'm into some weird shit, but now I feel like I have to do some Googling late at night.
Kind of makes you not want to swim in the ocean anymore.
Underneath a comforter, I'm going to Google this. I don't know anybody to see me Googling whale pee.
You will not, if you think about how large like a blue whale is.
Well, I'm thinking about it.
You aren't going to want to go in the ocean anymore because it's a lot of pee.
But not relative to the ocean. Like if you had a blue whale hanging out in your pool, which by the way, I'm eyeballing right now if I have to pee. Just think the body of water. Same logic applies.
Don't you ever swim out? Don't you ever swimming out in the ocean and suddenly you feel a little warm patch?
Ooh, that's salty.
Of water?
Yeah.
That's whale pee.
It's me.
Could be whale pee. Could be you.
Could be whale pee.
My kid always got very excited as he was swimming around when suddenly, the water's warm here.
Yep.
Yeah. No, leave. Get out. Don't be there.
Yeah. And meanwhile, you're smiling. Yeah.
It wasn't me. It's a whale. I don't pee in the ocean.
Yeah, of course you don't. Of course you don't. You're civilized. None of us would pee in the ocean.
I'm never peeing in the ocean.
So where do you pee at the beach?
I go to the bathroom before I go into the water.
And you're there for 4 hours drinking water, as one does. Stay hydrated.
Okay, so then I go back in the restroom. I don't pee in the ocean.
I should stop peeing by the buoy. That's what I've learned.
A Mesa Airlines flight crew was forced to abruptly halt a landing in California's Hollywood Burbank Airport on Wednesday after an air traffic controller cleared the plane to depart ahead of them. This goes under our aviation near miss file.
Yeah, this is the second time in a couple weeks?
This is the fourth time in a few weeks.
Wow. Whoopsies.
Billy Nolan, the FAA's acting administrator, has called for an industry safety summit in March following a recent string of incidents. March? Why are you waiting till March?
There's not a lot of flights between now and then.
We've had so many near misses. I think you'd want to get on this right away.
Well, it's not like they can all just fly in there.
Yeah, because those people don't take planes. The FAA people only ride the bus.
The FAA people are like, fuck that. I'm taking the Greyhound. Zero chance.
Zero chance I'm getting on a plane.
No, I'm not getting a fucking... Have you seen this shit? They're running into each other. We should do something about that.
Somebody should do something.
Somebody should do something about that.
I'm saying we get together maybe late March.
Totally. When the weather gets nicer. Nobody wants to take a bus in the snow. That should be the answer. Why March? I don't want to take a bus in the snow.
There's no one in the FAA who flies.
No, not anymore.
Also, when is the Industry Safety Summit for trains?
That was in 1890, I think was when they had that.
Okay, moving on. Moped riding thieves are stealing AirPod Max headphones off people's heads, the NYPD says.
Well, yeah, if you're just going to leave them there on your head doing nothing.
$549 pair of headphones. What were you thinking was going to happen when you wore those out to try to make yourself look cool?
Do they make you look cool? Really? Headphones?
People wear, generally the Apple products, people think it makes them look like they're, more
should,
affluent.
Sort of like
it's the wannabe company.
When you go surfing, and you have like a leash, you put a leash on your board, you should put that, just tie it right around your neck, put on your AirPod Maxs.
So you have a corded set of headphones?
Exactly. But you pay $100 more for the leash, by the way.
Sure.
Or you could just buy a pair of $30 headphones.
Any cord
on
from Apple's $100.
Yeah, absolutely. Have you seen they're white? You can't just get a white.
They're making all their money from their cables.
Totally. Everybody's like, "Oh, try my Beats." I'm like, "Those sound terrible."
Yeah,
Why?
The Beats sound awful.
But it's great marketing.
It's incredible marketing, and it's a fashion statement that you're wearing an expensive pair of headphones.
And now
it also is a statement to anyone who knows that you have no ears.
Sure. You're just listening on the worst thing you could put in your head.
Well, thank goodness there's going to be a tiny robot that could one day help doctors perform surgery. Was inspired by the incredible gripping ability of geckos and the efficient locomotion of inchworms.
I love that our inspiration for robots comes from nature.
Pretty cool. I mean, this thing can actually help in surgery. It's very, very tiny. It can actually adhere to walls and climb upside down on ceilings.
After our last episode, where we talked about the sleeping sperm,
yes,
one of our listeners sent me a link and said, it doesn't matter if they're asleep. You can use this German nanorobot, which will take the sperm and just shove it into the egg while it's sleeping.
It's forced fertility.
It's basically kidnaps a sperm. It puts like a little
ways
burlap
of
sack.
making you pregnant. I wish I could do a German accent.
A little van pulls up, and there's like a little burlap sack it puts over the sperm's head, and it puts it in the little van, and then a little nano van goes up to the egg, and then it shoves it into the egg. I'm not a scientist.
Fertilized.
But I'm pretty sure that's how it works.
Wow.
Actun! Get into the egg! That's true. I mean, not the Actun part. I don't think it can talk, but the little van, I assume.
But the robot it's 4 centimeters long, and it's kind of cool because it can get into places that you couldn't get into otherwise.
Hold on. For freedom units, that's like 6 inches? 4 centimeters? No, it's like a foot and a half. It's a foot.
I've so lost interest in all
we are
imperial units.
Separated by a common language, basically.
No, I'm not even playing the imperial units game.
It's like an inch and a half. It's a pretty big robot.
But if you have like an earthquake and you want to go searching for survivors through
cool.
rubble,
yeah.
It actually can go in places that you couldn't go. You spend your time digging and find out no one's down there in that particular place. This robot can go down there and safely, without any potential harm to humans, see if anyone is there surviving.
That's pretty cool.
And apparently it can also put sperm into eggs.
I mean, so can I, but nobody's talking about me on a podcast. I'm going to put that on my resume.
Wow.
Special talents.
I can't do this podcast anymore. All I do now is laugh.
Well, that's the point.
That's
how we started.
My role has descended to Ed McMahon.
You're now Hi-ho. That's great.
All right, up next, CJ is going to talk about the power of emojis.
Ithe Udenbe.
What's that mean?
Hit the button. What famous Howies can you name?
Well, Mandel.
Of course.
Winter, the mobster.
Long.
Rose, the sportscaster. Long.
Hungry Howie's, the pizza chain.
DeRoe, the Backstreet Boy guy.
DeRoe? Howie DeRoe?
Yeah.
Really?
Howie Day, the singer.
I just found out.
Howie Kendrick, the baseball player. There's one.
You got a lot of
Howies.
For you. I just found out Hungry Howie's, which was founded in southeastern Michigan, where I'm from.
Yeah.
There's one in Glendale.
Oh, wow.
Yeah, I had no idea.
Are they good?
I'm going to go there for nostalgia. But
what kind of food is it?
Pizza.
Oh, cool.
It's a pizza place. Anyway, let's talk about a different Howie.
Okay.
The Howie test. Do you know the Howie test?
No, I do not.
The Howie test refers to the SEC versus W.J. Howie Company.
Oh, yes, with an E.
Yeah, with an EY, which reached the Supreme Court in 1946. Okay. So the Howie Company sold tracts of citrus groves to buyers in Florida, who would then lease back the land to Howie. Company staff would tend to the groves and sell the fruit on behalf of the owners. Both parties shared in the revenue, but most buyers had no experience in agriculture and were not required to tend to the land themselves. The Supreme Court established that an investment contract exists if these 4 criteria are met. An investment of money, it's in a common enterprise, it has the expectation of profit,
okay,
and it's to be derived from the efforts of others.
Okay.
Right?
So that's an investment versus just making an enterprise.
Investment contract, right? It's effectively what we would now call a security.
Sure.
Currently, and I believe this will stick for a while, if not ever, Bitcoin is not viewed as a security.
Okay.
Right? So, and you can sort of go back to June of 18 when Jay Clayton, the former chair of the SEC, stated that these are currencies, not securities.
Okay.
Right? So, okay, fine.
I don't think it's necessarily even a currency.
Yeah, and I could debate that with you as well.
Yeah.
But more importantly, not a security, right? But ICOs can be considered security. So an ICO is an initial coin offering.
Yes.
And in 2017, the SEC ruled that the sale of DAO tokens in exchange for Ether violated federal securities law, right?
Okay. You can explain what a DAO token is?
These DAO tokens were groups of people that sort of pooled together their money to buy things.
Okay.
Is my understanding of them. I'm certainly no expert. And the SEC ruled that those violated federal securities law, right? Now, they didn't do anything about it.
Because they were unregistered?
Well, because they were securities and they were unregistered, yes.
Okay.
Yeah, so this was sort of like the warning shot fired by the SEC around these. And right about now, you should be asking yourself, what does any of the Howey test have to do with emojis?
Oh, I didn't even know we were talking about emojis.
Well, that's what we said. We said we're going to talk about emojis.
Okay.
And that'd be a good question. Do you remember Dapper Labs?
No.
Okay. These guys created the CryptoKitties blockchain game in 2017.
Okay.
Where you could breed cats.
Oh.
Not making this up.
I wouldn't think I would need the blockchain to do that.
Yeah, right? You would think you just need a
male cat and a female cat, and I'm good to go.
Totally. A little boat.
Sure. Some nice soft music.
Maybe some German nanobots.
Sure. Bottle of wine.
A little bottle of wine. Yeah, you're fine. Hours of entertainment, right? Just breeding cats.
In the game.
In the game, presumably.
What was the goal of the game?
To make more cats, I think. I don't know. I never played
Whoever
it.
had the most cats wins?
I think so.
Okay.
So that weird, crazy cat lady's been right all along.
Right.
Just not in a virtual world. So, so later, the Dapper Labs, they fronted the NBA Top Shots. Do you remember this? This was like you had digital video clips of highlights from NBA games that were packaged up as NFTs.
I never understood this.
Yeah, well, yeah. We're both dinosaurs, so of course we don't understand it.
No, I understand it. I just think it doesn't make sense.
It doesn't make sense. Well,
yes.
So this was, the Top Shots was where they had, there was like a moment of like a LeBron dunk that sold for $200,000.
Right.
Right. And then supposedly...
Which you have the exclusive of because you bought the NFT. What's exclusive? I mean, because there's a million angles shot from all sorts of cameras as he makes the dunk.
But the blockchain will say that only you have it.
But it's not true.
Well...
And anyone can see it. You literally could probably bring it up on YouTube.
Yep.
Yeah.
There's no disagreement happening on this side of the microphone.
Okay, I'm just curious if I'm understanding this correctly.
Yes. So, and supposedly, one investor had purchased like more than $15 million worth of these Top Shot moments. Supposedly,
there's one born every minute.
So yeah, right. So by February of 2021, Dapper Labs had a $1.9 billion market cap.
Wow.
So they were not small, right?
From selling these
Top Shots, well, it was the one that I think really drove them, but they had CryptoKitties and Top Shots and a couple others, but Top Shots was the one.
How did CryptoKitties make money?
I think you had to buy. Oh man, I'm no expert on CryptoKitties. I think you had to buy your way in. So you had to buy the cat. You had to buy the NFT effect, which was the cat, and then you could breed with other cats. And I think that thing you could then sell.
Were some cats more valuable than other cats?
I mean, presumably.
They're virtual cats. They're not even real cats.
One doesn't like scratch up your couch. I'm
right.
assuming
That should be worth
more,
a lot.
You would think.
The one who doesn't hit you in the face in the morning when you haven't fed it yet.
Totally. Yeah. Well, you should feed your cat.
But when you're trying to sleep and the cat just punches you in the face.
You know, my kids do that. I'm like, I fed you 2 days ago. Why are you hitting me? I don't understand.
I have a dog that does that.
Totally.
Just smacks me hard.
So Dapper Labs has to face a lawsuit accusing it of selling unregistered securities, making a new development in a broader fight over how to classify crypto assets like non-fungible tokens or NFTs.
Yeah.
So in this suit, which was filed a couple of years ago in 2021, purchasers of Top Shot moments allege that Dapper violated U.S. securities law by offering the items without registering them with regulators, and that Dapper improperly used its control over the popular collectibles.
So they're being sued by the people who bought them.
Yes.
Who bought unregistered securities, and they didn't know they were not registered, unregistered securities?
I mean, ask the plaintiffs, right? Pretty sure they knew at the time, but...
Yeah, right.
Yeah. So I think you're going to love some bits that I pulled out from the opinion that the judge wrote in this case. And they said, hypothetically, if Upper Deck or Topps, two longtime producers of physical sports trading cards, were to go out of business, the value of the cards they sold would be wholly unaffected and may even increase, much like posthumously discovered art. That is not true in this case, where plaintiffs allege that the pooling of capital generated from the sale of moments propped up the Flow blockchain, which is where Dapper stored everything,
right?
And where the value of moments is intertwined with the success of that blockchain and Dapper Labs.
Sure.
Dapper Labs seem to really continue to fuck this up nicely for themselves. So in March of 2021, Dapper said that withdrawals would be enabled in 6 to 8 weeks.
Okay.
Right? And that it would take 21 days to process, but some would take as many as 40 days or more.
It's a computer, folks.
Exactly. Yeah.
I mean, honestly, even the blockchain is ridiculously slow.
Sure.
Because a new block comes out like every 20 minutes or so. So
Sure.
if I go and buy an ice cream, I'm going to have to wait 20 minutes while my funds clear.
Not exactly. But
that's crazy.
The point is they were making this. They
and I'm also going to use more, power than the country of whatever. Insert your
most
favorite
of Central
country.
America.
Yeah.
So, and even plaintiffs, they allege that once Dapper enabled its functionality, that many weren't able to withdraw their funds. So they clearly made this worse for themselves, right? This is being Dapper.
Yeah.
And on its surface, you can sort of check off 3 elements of the Howey test, right? You've got an investment of money, so you can buy these NFTs.
Sure.
It's in a common enterprise, so Dapper and their Flow blockchain. The value is going to be derived from the efforts of others, namely Dapper, right? So you hit 3 of the 4. But what about the expectation of profit? And this was the part that drew me to this story.
Yeah.
So Dapper tweeted plenty of times.
It's an NFT. If you have any expectation of profit, I got a bridge I want to sell you.
Sure. Yeah. Digital one.
Exactly.
So Dapper tweeted plenty of times about these NFTs, but they never said the word profit. However.
Well, good for them. That's the first thing they've done right.
No. So from the judge's opinion, this is a quote, each tweet promotes a recent sale or statistic of recent sales of moments on the marketplace. And although the literal word profit is not included in any of the tweets,
they implied it.
The rocket ship emoji, stock chart emoji, and money bags emoji objectively mean one thing.
Of course.
A financial return on investment.
Of course.
So what this means is is a court ruling.
That's how this leads to emojis. Now I'm with you.
So you had a court ruling that says the rocket ship emoji objectively means one thing, a financial return on investment, which was fascinating
rockets
to me.
To the moon.
Right? So
I got you.
So here you've got this example where and this is just an opinion from the judge saying, look, you've done things here that tell me you qualify for the Howey test. So this is just going to move forward. This isn't like the decision is made. But I just thought that was fascinating to see emojis used in that because it's just another character of communication, right?
Right. It might as well be a word.
Exactly. We're not saying NFTs are securities yet. It's just a preliminary stage. But and it's certainly not a ruling that all NFTs are securities.
Right.
It's just that the ones that Dapper controls seem to have some importance here, right? Because they have complete control over these quote investments.
Right. The NFT, by the way, in the blockchain is not even holding the actual art.
Yeah, exactly. Just
it's holding a pointer.
Yep. And so this is not a good look for Dapper, right? They've not been in the best of shape, right? They've laid off 23% of their workforce in November, another 20% last week. Anyway, the bigger point here is that emojis are looking to carry intent and meaning in the eyes of the law. So to me, that means apparently language and communication, like fashion and technology, is cyclic. It all just comes around.
Because we've gone back to the drawing on the cave walls?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
That's basically
it still
is,
communicates, right?
Totally. And also, I feel like it's important to note that related to this, Emoji 15.0 is rolling out, which has, among other things, the jellyfish.
I was going to ask you, what are we getting?
The jellyfish, the maracas, and the flute. All ones I've been missing. There's a bunch of other ones. There's a moose in there.
There are a lot of happy flautists.
There's a hairpick. Oh, man.
Who can
if
finally
you're a happy
communicate.
flautist, please write in. I would love some happy flautists who just haven't been able to express their art.
The jellyfish looks like his holy noodliness. He looks like the spaghetti monster.
The spaghetti monster? Yeah, totally. Yeah.
Doesn't it look like, or he's wearing dreads.
All right, up next, Jeff's going to talk about how sleep, yes, sleep, can add years to your lifespan.
Hit the button. How did you sleep last night?
Terribly.
No, what happened?
I have children that don't let me sleep.
I would think you would go right to bed and fall right to sleep.
But then typically right now, sometime between 4 and 6 a.m., my little one wakes up and he's just grumpy and he just wants me to come in his room and hang out with him.
I wake up at about 5 o'clock, 5:30 in the morning, almost every morning, and I can't go back to sleep.
I should let him stay here.
I'd be happy to take care of your child for you in the morning.
Problem solved.
Yeah. But I go to sleep when I hit the pillow.
Yeah. I used to do that. Now, not so much.
A pair of studies released this week at a leading cardiology conference found that while insomnia may raise the risk of having a heart attack, consistent high-quality sleep habits could add years to your life.
Is it the high-quality sleep habit? Does that include drinking whiskey? Because if so, I'm going to live till I'm 150.
Actually, no.
Oh, shit.
You're going to be very disappointed here.
Oh, crap.
People with insomnia are 69% more likely to have a heart attack compared to those who have not had the sleep disorder, according to a new analysis of previous research presented Friday at the American College of Cardiology's annual conference, and you know that's a fun conference. A study conducted by an international team of research examined the connection between insomnia and heart attacks through data on more than 1 million adults, average age 52, from 6 countries. People were categorized as having insomnia if they've had at least one of 3 symptoms. Difficulty falling asleep. Okay, I have no trouble there.
Okay, check.
Difficulty staying asleep. 0 trouble there. I'm out like a light. Waking up early and being unable to fall back to sleep. That's me. You don't do that? Count yourself lucky. It's miserable.
Pre-kids, I would literally fall asleep before my head hit the pillow. Like I'd be 3 inches above the pillow.
That's a problem too, actually.
I was just overtired. I would just
That's
too
what
much.
right.
Yeah, yeah.
That they say actually, ideally, it takes you 10 to 15 minutes to fall asleep. If you're falling asleep in under 5 minutes, then you probably are sleep deprived.
My wife still makes fun of me because I would fall asleep mid-sentence. I'd be talking to her, I'd be like, and literally this is what I would say. I'd be like, oh, man, I am just not tired.
I'd just be out.
I'd be bitching to her about, like, because I felt like I would stay awake and I would just fall asleep mid-sentence. And then I would sleep peacefully throughout the whole night. And you could play a tuba in my room, not a euphemism, and I wouldn't wake up. I would just sleep right through it. Had no problem.
I'm the living dead. I mean, I'm out cold.
Totally, and I'd wake up refreshed. I'd sleep on average 5-ish, 6-ish hours, and would just lovely sleep.
Yeah.
Woke up usually a little grumpy, but felt fine.
The analysis included more than 11 years worth of data from more than 1 million adults in the U.S., the UK, Norway, Germany, Taiwan, and China.
A lot of adults.
The symptoms had to be present for at least 3 days a week for at least 3 months. Over an average of 9 years of follow-up, people who habitually slept 5 or fewer hours were 56% more likely to have a heart attack than those who had the recommended 8 hours a night, regardless of age or gender.
Usually my little one wakes up terribly confused, and it cracks me up. He can't find one of his little friends, like his little lovey. Like he's got like a little monkey that's named Maddie.
Okay.
And he'll come into my room and I'll be so grumpy. Daddy, I can't find Maddie. And I'll be like, buddy, it's in your bed. No, it's not. So then we go back to his room, and this literally happens like 4 to 5 times.
Your child is Foster Brooks.
We walk back into his room, and I'll be like, buddy, what are you looking for? And he'll be like, oh, Maddie, there it is. And right on the bed, he just grabs it and goes back in bed. Yeah. Because he just doesn't look.
Longer sleep duration wasn't always more productive. The study found that people who slept 6 hours a night had a lower risk of heart attack than those who slept 9 hours or more.
Who sleeps
too much
9 hours?
But I think that's a cause and effect problem. If you're sleeping 9 hours, you may have some other reason that you're sleeping 9 hours. You may already have health issues.
Yes.
The study says that the increased heart attack risk among people with insomnia persisted regardless of age or gender.
Well, I'm glad it's an equal opportunity.
Giraffes only sleep 2 hours a night.
Well, yeah, there's less air up there.
What is the giraffe doing once nightfall happens? Do giraffes play a lot of cards?
No, they do a lot of cocaine.
What are they doing at night that they're awake?
Who's the poor intern they made go watch the giraffes at night? All right, keep an eye on Jeffrey. See what he's doing. Okay, he's sleeping.
But they also, I would assume they sleep like horses standing up.
I would presume.
Like parrots, Parrots don't
fucking
lay down.
Right. Oh, fuck. Jeff laid down. How are we going to get him up again?
Any of those animals kind of low on the food chain aren't going, like if you're a lion or a tiger, you get to lay on the prairie or wherever, I don't know where tigers live. You get to lay with your balls spread out into the sun because no one's going to attack you.
That's me at the beach.
But if you're a horse or a parrot or presumably a giraffe, you sleep with one eye open.
Sure, totally, like a pirate.
An estimated 10% of Americans have some form of insomnia, and it's more common in women. Dr. Sanjay Patel, the director of the Center for Sleep and Cardiovascular Outcomes Research at the University of Pittsburgh, says at least part of the reason for that may be that 2 of the most common risk factors for insomnia are anxiety and depression, which are both more common in women.
That makes sense.
They also found that 8% of the deaths from any cause could be linked to poor sleeping patterns. People with the highest quality sleep lived longer, according to this study, 4.7 additional years for men and 2.4 years for women. That's incredible.
Interesting. Yeah.
You just do a little more sleeping and you get to live almost another 5 years.
Yeah. But most of that 5 years you've already spent sleeping.
I'm okay with that. I love sleeping.
What do you want to do the last 5 years of your life? Just sleep.
I'm
totally cool with that.
So fine with that. Yep. There are a few things that I look forward to more than going to sleep at night.
I like peeing in the ocean.
I know
I do look forward to that.
I hate the way I wake up.
I'm usually pretty grumpy when I wake up strapped into the sex swing. Why didn't somebody let me out of this thing?
And you wake up there?
Totally.
Wow.
Wow, I'm surprised I was upside down for so long.
Long-term use of medications for sleep is not associated with reductions in sleep problems. 2 years of data from nearly 700 middle-aged women showed that long-term use of medications such as Ambien, Lunesta, and some anti-anxiety prescriptions didn't help women sleep better in the long run compared to women who didn't use the prescription pills. This is always the conundrum of medication.
Totally. I took Ambien exactly once in my life.
Yeah.
It was my third knee surgery. I took an Ambien.
Your first two, I think you lived on my couch.
I did live on your couch. Yeah. I did. Never taken to know anything about it. I was like, I'm just taking Ambien. But then
haven't you read about people who take Ambien?
No.
They wake up in the middle of the night and they're asleep. They're sleepwalking and they'll go make eggs or something.
Dude, I took an Ambien. I didn't go to bed.
Yeah.
Like I was like, I knew I needed to go, but I didn't know what was going to happen. I'll get tired and I'll just go to sleep.
That's the hope.
What I was effectively doing was staying awake when the Ambien hit.
Yeah.
And I started hallucinating like mad. And I remember, and it was right when Danielle and I started dating. I turned, I was like, and I literally said to her, I was like, do you see the little like white people in the room? And she's like, it's time for you to go to bed.
Oh my God. She knew. Because she's a pharmacist. Yeah, she knew it was coming. Yeah. Back in 1963, a then 17-year-old California student, Randy Gardner, decided to see how long he could go without sleep as part of a science fair project.
It's a terrible idea.
Overachiever that he was, he ended up setting a world record. He made it 11 days and 25 minutes.
I think I've gone about 3 days without sleep.
Oh, you know what happens after 2 days?
I had no cognition. I had no ability. I could not rub two thoughts together.
And your body starts getting microsleep. It gets you little tiny short spurts
wherever
of sleep because it has to.
Yep, like in between sentences.
Going without sleep like that is worse than being drunk. I mean, your cognition is so bad.
So bad.
Right. Randy will forever hold that record because the Guinness Book of World Records got rid of the category because it's so dangerous.
Yeah.
Today, 75% of us dream in color. Before color television, just 15% of us did. I don't know how they know who dreams in color and who doesn't, because you wake up and like 2 minutes later you completely forget your dream. Let alone whether it was in color or do you dream in stereo?
If this is true, that before color television you dreamt in black and white, then I would say before black and white television we must have all dreamt in color.
Radio. Yes,
dreamt in radio. Just dream about War of the Worlds the whole time,
over and over and over again. We're invaded by Martians.
just dream about Victophones. I mean, no, because I could appreciate that black and white television influenced your dream sequence.
Probably because you watched it last before you went to sleep.
Totally makes sense.
Yeah.
But what happened before that? So are you saying that we like cyclically went from pre-TV, we dreamt in color, and then TV was black and white, and then went back to color?
This is along those lines. Those who are born blind experience dreams involving such things as emotion, sound, and smell rather than sight.
That's super fascinating to me. I do not think anybody that knows me should dream in smell. just a warning.
People sleeping next to you should definitely not dream in smell.
Nope.
It's the one part of the experience that they're just not actually dreaming.
Yeah. No, yeah, totally. I'll fill that in for you. You leave the smells to me. You take care of the smell, the colors, and the sounds. I'll do the smells.
Going without sleep is likely to make you hungry as levels of leptin, an appetite-regulating hormone, fall.
I've felt this.
This is a great way to gain weight, by the way, is to always be tired.
Yeah.
Because you will be constantly hungry. It's not food your body wants, it's sleep.
It's sleep, yeah.
Okay, up next, CJ is going to look at deep fakes.
Hit the button. You know this word portmanteau?
Of course.
So it's like when two words have a little too much to drink and they get together and they have a little word baby.
I hadn't thought of it that way, but sure.
Yeah,
sure.
I reduce everything. Nanobots.
Wonderful.
So word blending the sounds and combining the meanings of two others, right?
Right.
I didn't know this. It was first used by Lewis Carroll in the book Through the Looking Glass. Did you know that?
I didn't know that, but it makes sense.
Slithy means slimy and lithe,
yeah,
and mimsy means miserable and flimsy.
All mimsy were the borogoves, and the Mo Marath outgabe. What poem is that from?
Oh, Jabberwocky. So Humpty Dumpty explains to Alice the practice of combining words in various ways, comparing it to the then common type of luggage, which opens into two equal parts, known as the portmanteau.
Portmanteau, yeah.
Which I did not know that. So anyway, some of my favorites are brunch,
breakfast and lunch,
Eurasia.
Ooh, Europe and Asia.
Good. Microsoft.
Microcomputer and software.
Amrail.
American.
Just kidding. Amtrak.
American.
America.
Amrail's not really a thing. I totally bought that.
Did you?
I completely. Amtrak would be American track.
And then deepfake.
Deep learning and fake.
Nailed it.
Yeah.
Okay. So these go back at least 5 years.
Amrail's not real?
I don't know. I don't think so.
That should be a thing.
I mean,
I'd love to take the Amrail, maybe go back east.
Okay. Well, I'd love to take my time machine back to 1890 and we can start Amrail. All right. I'll just call up my good friend Mulholland. Me, you, and William Mulholland can go start Amrail. Deepfake, the sort of the name, first appeared on Reddit around 2017. mainly with celeb videos where they were swapping celebs onto porn, right? That's sort of like where
sure.
Yep. And then you remember synthesizing Obama?
There's a big deal about now influencers whose faces are being used on porn.
Yep, all over. So you also had in 2017 the synthesizing Obama. Remember that?
I do. That was somebody else who was doing his voice, and they had a Obama saying things.
Yeah, you could have like the lip sync.
Key and Peele, one of the Key and Peele guys. I don't remember who it was.
I think it was Peele, Jordan Peele. And then in 2018, you had all like the fake app and face swap, and all those came out, right? Berkeley, some researchers at Berkeley were able to depict sort of masterful dancing using AI. So in 2020, you may have seen some deepfakes purporting Biden to be in a sort of a cognitive decline, right? Falling asleep, getting lost, misspeaking.
Right.
So this is like we started seeing deepfakes come into the political sphere.
They're getting more convincing.
Oh yeah. Okay. So also in 2020 though, and this is what was more interesting to me, where you had these deepfake ads from the nonprofit called Represent Us.
Okay.
Featuring Kim Jong-un and Vladimir Putin.
Right. Those were ads, right?
Those were ads. Yeah, those were ads that they ran that illustrated that unless American people take immediate action to fix the political corruption, voter suppression, gerrymandering, and sort of broken election system, democracy will collapse.
Sure.
Right. And these were, I thought, pretty damn convincing. If you knew that there was something up, you could sort of tell.
I think they were made so that you would know that this is not something either one of these people are going to say.
Absolutely.
But I totally buy it because I'm seeing that person say it. Your eye convinces you.
Right. That's the thing. Your eyes and your ears are like, it looks pretty good. Now, these ads were not run by the major networks last minute. I'd argue it was because not so much the deepfake aspect, but because the sort of quote unquote characters stated that these foreign states had not interfered with our election process when there's actually substantial information and convincing evidence that they have.
Okay.
But that's, here nor there. The point is the deepfake was, I thought, convincing.
Yeah.
So now, just this week, I came across what appears to be a deepfake that popped up featuring a Chicago politician.
This was in the news.
Yeah. There was this Twitter account that was created. The audio and transcript was posted, and shortly after it was called out, it was all sort of torn down.
Right. It was the mayoral race. And it looked, and he sounded exactly like the guy running. I mean, literally, the picture I sort of was less convinced on, but because I knew it was a deepfake going in, but the sound was perfect.
Right. So I got to believe this is our new norm. Right? I mean, how can this not be our new norm? So the question is, what will you believe more? Right? Your eyes and your ears, or what some AI detector built by eggheads tells you?
Yeah.
And that's where I think this is sort of heading. Is you just get people that are like, it looks
Here's the
convincing
interesting
to me.
thing about politics is they're dropping those so late in the cycle. Literally, it was like 3 or 4 days before the election.
Yeah.
You don't have time to fact check it.
So it's like, and once it's out there,
they immediately
you don't
took
see
the
it.
Twitter account down after they were caught, but the damage was done. Thousands of people had seen it.
So sort of in my looking at this, I was like, well, how can I help our listeners? All 6 of them I would like to help. And the question becomes, what do you look for? Right? What do you look for in a deepfake in some of these? And, for me, it's hard for me to articulate because I look at it and go, well, that just doesn't look right. Like, that's not what a human would do.
Yeah.
And in most cases, you're looking for like unnatural eye movement.
Sure.
Mismatches in color and lighting, right?
That's getting better.
Audio
not
quality
much
content.
of that anymore.
I know, but like it seems like every year we're taking 2 steps forward. I mean, it's getting significantly better. Strange body shape movements, like artificial facial movements that a human couldn't do. Those to me are all sort of some of the telling features.
Right.
And in researching this, something I came across that is really fun and worth taking a look at is this Detect Fakes project from the folks at the Media Lab at MIT. And I'll put the URL in the notes for the show. But they've got over 100,000 deepfake videos.
Wow.
And 20,000 real videos. So it's like, half a terabyte worth of video data. And you can go in and rate them as real, fake, or somewhere in between.
You're just guessing.
And you see it, and then you basically guess, and then it tells you if you got it right or not.
Right.
You're going to continue to see these deepfakes used in everything, political ads and advertisements in general. So
amazing. We have to get out of here, but quickly before we do, have you seen or read anything good this last week?
Yes, a piece in the New Yorker called "How the Biggest Fraud in German History Unraveled." It's a fascinating look at the implosion of Wirecard, this payment processor that was uncovered by the fine folks over at the Financial Times. There's a lot more to the story, and I'm sure we'll be talking about it in the near future. How about you?
A documentary about Navalny, Russian opposition leader, lawyer, and anti-corruption activist. He's organized anti-government demonstrations and run for office to advocate for reforms against corruption in Russia and against President Vladimir Putin and his government. On Netflix, The Guardian calls it one of the most jaw-dropping things you'll ever witness, and they're not wrong. It's both a documentary and a spy thriller.
I'll check that out.
That's the episode.
Thank you for joining us for All This Nonsense, a truly terrible podcast from The Awful Company. I'm CJ Little.
I'm Jeff Parker.
If you like this program, follow, download, subscribe, and like it. Apple, Google Podcasts, Amazon Music, iHeartRadio, or wherever you get your podcasts.
Podcastindex.org. Special thanks to our floor director, Martina Chaconis.
Thank you, Martina. We'll be here every Wednesday morning for more nonsense. Please join us.
You know that moment at the end of the show where we claim we'll be here every Wednesday morning for more nonsense and invite you to join us? We're actually moving to Thursday mornings. Hope that doesn't inconvenience anyone, and we'll see you Thursday.